The Australian government is still trying to secure exemptions to the new 25% tariff that Donald Trump says will be imposed on all steel and aluminium imported to the United States. President Trump told reporters on Monday that it would impose tariff on all steel and aluminium imported to the United States on top of the existing metal duties. When asked about which countries would be subject to the trade barriers, Trump replied, "Everybody. Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff," Trump said, adding aluminium imports would also be subject to the same figure. The Albanese government has been bracing for such a decision, with senior ministers and officials working behind the scene for some time to secure tariff exemptions on Australian exports, and were achieved during the Trump's first term in office. Farrell and his colleagues have been seeking to make Australia's case to avoid such tariff with representations made at high levels for exemption. He also said publicly that his mission to avoid tariffs on Australian goods has been made harder because his US trade counterpart hasn't been confirmed by the US Senate. Trump during his first term imposed tariff of 25% on steel and 10% on aluminium, but later granted several trading partners duty-free quotas, including Australia, when Malcolm Turnbull was the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said last week he wouldn't engage in any running commentary on every Trump proposal. Documents obtained under the Freedom of Information found official from the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade had recommended talking points emphasizing Australia brought more product from America than it exported, and the Albanese government ministers have stressed the economic benefit of the Australia-run US trade relationship. The last week, the Treasurer Jim Chalmers described Trump's tariff on China, Canada, and Mexico as big developments, but not a big surprise. "We won't be immune from the trade tensions around the world, but we are confident that we can navigate these new policies out of the United States," Chalmers said at the time. "We are well placed, we are well prepared, and we have got a different kind of economic relationship with the United States than some of these other countries that are being targeted." The opposition trade spokesperson Kevin Hogan said the Labour government must move more strongly to seek special treatment from the looming steel and aluminium tariffs. "It is a time that is critical the Labour government ensures an exemption from Australia," Hogan said. "When we were in government during President Trump's first administration, there were threats of tariff on aluminium and steel. We were able to secure successfully that have Australia exempted from these tariffs back then, and the current government must get the same result." Hogan pointed to the Turnbull governments that the work is securing tariff carves out in 2017 in Trump's first term. "A critical component was a strong ambassador. We had an ambassador that was named Joy Hockey, who helped Australia to successfully negotiate exemptions from the United States steel and aluminium tariffs. The ambassador to the United States is one of the most critical diplomatic roles Australia has." Albanese handpicked Kevin Rudd for the position, and Albanese and Rudd have been doing a big job, that he said. The Prime Minister Albanese and the Ambassador Rudd have a big job on the issue. I have to, they are, and we need to get up.